What's going on, boys and girls? My name is Michael SK, and I am so happy to finally be back on YouTube, and just so fucking happy to be back with the Fruit of Grisaia. While I was suspended, I did watch the first season of the Fruit of Grisaia anime, and I gotta admit, like, I really liked it. Like, there were some parts where I was like, this is kind of silly and dumb, but, you know, the story was really good, and I just overall really liked it. And I know that the visual novel is already different. I can already tell there's a lot of stuff that was not in the anime that is in the visual novel. The visual novel seems to be putting a little bit more into different stuff, and from what I read, there's a lot of different stuff that goes on in general. So regardless, like, I like the anime, but I'm really looking forward to what the rest of the visual novel it has to, like, offer. Obviously, there's choices that we are going to, or I guess I'm going to have to make, and that's basically going to, like, change the entire, like, storyline. I'm looking forward to it. Someone asked me in one of my previous videos, like, what storyline are you going down? And I said, whichever I go down, I guess. Like, this is a blind playthrough, and I'm really looking forward to getting back into it. Let's do this, boys. Let's do this. Right back into it. Right back into it. That's what I like to see. So last time, actually, if I remember correctly, we're gonna have dinner with Makina and Amane. I almost forgot her name. Even so, I just watched the anime. What the fuck? All right. During my middle school days in America, I got a number of strange nicknames from my classmates, mainly because none of them could be bothered to remember a Japanese name. On the predictable side, there was Jap and Shorty. My family name, Kazumi, got abbreviated to KZ as well. However, among my numerous nicknames, the only one that stuck through basic training was Gar, short for garbage eater. IRL right there. It's not that I had a reputation for dumpster diving. It was a reference to my tolerance for shitty food. As to how I earned it, the story is very simple. The KP made a slop unfit for pigs, and I ate it without grimacing. Freeze-dried scrambled eggs, pork, and beans made from scraps of ham, bread with peanut butter, and ridiculously stringy mystery meat were the staples? What the fuck? That's just garbage food. Oh, I guess that's what we're talking about. Every one of them had a weird chemical aftertaste, and they were all disgusting. Rumor had it that the secret sauce was gasoline. As for the chocolate cake we got for dessert, it was more commonly and accurately described as a desert. That cake was legendary for being inedible. Ugh. No matter how starved you were, it would end up stuck in your throat as a dry lump, but I ate it and all the rest without complaining. Probably because I was living rough from a young age. I've never been what you'd call a picky eater. To put it simply, as long as my belly was full and my body was getting what it needed, the taste wasn't a concern. So even those 3 torturous meals a day didn't inspire any serious complaints from me, but the people around me must have thought I was some sort of freak. And after a while, my nickname became Garbage Eater. Then eventually just Gar. Hey Gar, just how shitty a cook was your mom? I had a set response to this one. My mom didn't cook much. She was too busy screwing your dad's brains out. Oh my god, dude. Oh my god. That's just too crazy. As far as my jokes go, I thought it was kind of witty, but that line didn't get that many laughs. I guess my delivery was a bit too stony. Oh. Back into the real world, we're not thinking to ourselves here. Well then, what should I do for dinner? Oh, I guess we're just by ourselves. What did we do last time? It's been so long since I played this due to my channel's suspension. And, you know, just watching the anime, like, I binge watched that shit. Like, I didn't do it, like, throughout the week of me being suspended. No, I watched it in, like, a night. I don't particularly feel a desire to eat, but if you don't take meals at 3 regular times a day, it throws off your body's clock and leaves you more to fatigue. To tell the truth, I view meals as nothing more than an element of maintaining my physical condition. As long as I'm getting sufficient nourishment, I'm not that caught up on when or what I eat. When I spend any effort considering things like that, all I end up thinking about is how much of a pain in the ass it's going to be to make something. and eventually the act of eating itself starts to feel like a nuisance. My normal pattern is to just throw something together from my supply of canned and dried food. Another thing, I've called Amane a bitch in my previous videos, but after watching the anime, the first season that is, I have newly found respect for her. But I can't explain it because then I'll be ruining things. So fuck me, dude. Like, I know there's gonna be new stuff that I'll be introduced to in the visual novel, and that's what I really look forward to regardless. Yes, I do know a lot about these characters now, but I'm keeping them concealed and I'm just looking forward to the new content. Well, this is my room. Amane barges in like she owns the place, no longer even bothering to knock, but I'm already getting used to it, I guess. Probably because I've experienced a lot of emergency summons, it didn't get to me that much in the first place.
7時になったら私の部屋にご飯食べにおいでって言ったでしょ。夕食の用意してマキナと待ってたのになんで来ないかな。
So I was right, we did have food to eat with them. As she speaks, I notice that Amane is holding a plate piled with crab legs in her hands.
実家からカニが届いたから食べにおいでって言ったじゃんさ。
I do recall such an event. I also recall responding if I'm in the mood, not that I'd definitely be there. Yes, but I said that you and Machina... I said that right. What am I doing? Machina should go ahead and eat if I didn't show up on time.
何？あんたもカニ嫌いなの？
Machina, not Machina, not Machina. It's Machina. I don't know why, but that doesn't sound right to me. I don't know why. Not really.
殻を剥いて食べるのがめんどくさいでしょ。マキナも同じこと言うのよね。剥いてあげれば食べるくせにさ。剥いてあげれば剥いてあげたであの子。これぞザッツカニパンでしょとか言いながらパンに挟んで食べるのよ。基本的に物の価値が分かっていないっていうか、挙句には言うにこと書いてかまぼこの方がうめえなって失礼しちゃうわよ。
Probably just means that Machina places more importance on how easy it is to eat. Honestly, I think I'd go for crab paste over crab myself.
なによ、張り合いのない子たちね。世の中には食べたくても食べられない子がたくさんいるのよ。
Wow, Amane, I was totally oblivious to shit like that. Thank you for informing me. That's certainly true.
わかったのなら文句を言わず食べなさい。殻剥いてあげるから。
Look, I wasn't really complaining, and I can take care of the shell on my own.
っていうか、私が来なかったら何を食べるつもりだったの？へえ、ご飯は炊いてあるんだ。でもこれいつ炊いたの？なんかカチカチ。
That's how I like a lot of things in my life. Hey, hands off. Amane's wandered off into my kitchen and is examining things as she pleases. After confirming the contents of my mess kit cooker, she opens the door to my refrigerator and starts taking stock of my supplies.
食べかけの缶詰の残りと魚肉ソーセージとマヨネーズにレタスとチンゲン菜。何これ？たくあんの缶詰？こんなのどこで売ってるのよ。っていうか、いつ開けたの？
I opened it at lunch. Get off my back. Why is it that this feels strangely embarrassing? It's not like I have anything troublesome in the fridge. In the first place, where does she get off calling canned radish this thing? It's well known among canned food, I have no idea what the fuck that is, as almost decent and pretty much edible. Is this woman looking down on the brave men and women who have gained courage from canned food throughout the years? As I silently burn with righteous indignation, I don't know if I'm saying that right. Amane brazenly starts running tap water into my rice cooker. Hey, what do you think you're doing?
だってこのままじゃご飯がカチカチだし、一回水で戻すのよ。
You can also give something else that is hard some moisture, but the end result will not be what you expect. I don't care if it's hard. Probably because I'm used to eating canned stuff that comes out arid and stiff as a wax candle. Pretty tolerant of tough food.
卵は2つしかないけど使っちゃっていい？
I don't care, but what are you planning?
カニチャーハン作ってあげる。あんたはおとなしく座って待ってなさいな。
Well, I suppose pretty much anyone can handle fried rice, especially for a woman. The somewhat prejudiced assumption is that you'll have a basic skill like that. Fact is, out of all the women I've met so far, the only one who couldn't make edible fried rice was my master. Still, I can't quite hide a certain anxiety. Not that Amane is paying any attention, humming to herself as she cracks open the eggs. After shaking salt and pepper onto the egg, she mixes it in the lightly rinsed rice, then adds bits of crab meat, only about half of what she brought, and finally chopped radish. She heats a frying pan coated with mayonnaise rather than oil, adds the lettuce and spinach she plundered from my fridge, and throws in the rice mixture according to her own timing. Sticking the back of her ladle into the mix, she vigorously clatters it around the frying pan, messily stir-frying the food. When Amane decides it's done, she uses the bowl as a mold to form the fried rice into a perfect hemisphere, then tosses it onto the plate. This wouldn't look out of place in a Chinese
そ
restaurant.
して最後に
Dressing the leftover crab meat with mustard and mayo, she drops it with a thud on top of the heat of the fried rice on the plate.
お待たせ
So she says, but it hasn't even been 10 minutes since Amane started to cook. The imposing pile of steaming fried rice on my plate looks pretty damn impressive for something cobbled together out of leftovers and in such a short time.
っていうかこの部屋もっと大きいテーブルないの？なんかお皿とかも少ないし今度来るとき持ってこようか？
Jeez, I literally live alone. Like, I don't need a lot of plates, and I don't need a lot of room. Not necessary. I've got what I need. The table is a small coffee table for one that Sachi dragged out of some storeroom as a stopgap measure. And the frying pan and what tableware I have are things I picked out carelessly at local 100 yen in hardware stores, but since I'm living alone, it's all perfectly adequate. No point in getting more dishes when I'm only eating off one. Just means more things to wash.
確かに洗い物は溜め込んでないみたいだけど
Noticing something as she speaks, Amane returns to the kitchen and starts to rustle through a plastic bag in the corner.
これはゴミ？捨てていいの？
Please. Huh? Yeah. I've been throwing my empty oolong tea bottles in that bag, and before I knew it I had something of a pile, but I was uncertain about the timing to throw them out.
明日資源ゴミの日だから一緒に出しておいてあげる
With well-practiced movements, she peels off the labels, removes the caps, and skillfully cuts off their plastic rings with the tip of a kitchen knife. Finally, she rinses the bottles themselves with tap water. Judging from the smooth motion of her hands, she's repeated this often enough to gain the mastery of an assembly line worker. Clearly, she's something of an eco-friendly woman.
じゃあ私部屋に戻るけど食べ終わったらちゃんとお皿は洗い桶につけておいてね後で洗いに来るから
Well, that's big sister Amane for us, or at this point is really annoying. No, I can take care of that much myself. Sorry for the hassle.
いいのよちゃんとこういうこともできるって見せておかないとただのエッチなお姉さんだと思われちゃうしね
You guys have no idea how fucking horny this bitch is. I can't call her a bitch. This person is in the anime. Oh my god. With a quick goodbye, Amane heads out of the room, not waiting for my impressions of the crab fried rice.